Hello and welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's Video Voter Guide Series for 2024. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Daniel Singh, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in House District 61. That's located in Laramie County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates sit on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, we'll ask Mr. Singh 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give him 2 minutes to make his pitch to the voters of House District 61. So, sir, our first question is this. Over the last 2 years, the Wyoming Legislature has made providing property tax relief for its citizens a priority. In your view, what's the most effective way to provide relief while balancing revenue needs for our schools, counties, and other entities that rely on property tax to maintain sustainable funding?
Thank you, Tom, for that question. I know for a fact that so many folks have been affected by property tax increases that they did not anticipate over the years. Folks that have been living in their home for generations, they're unable to pay their property taxes. And so I made sure to address property tax reform as one of my top priorities this last budget session. We had a lot of different bills that we talked about. Some were more controversial, and I was open ears to all of them. One of the bills that we passed provided property tax relief for folks that were over the age of 65 and had lived on that property for a significant amount of time. And options like that exist for us to take that burden away from folks that have participated in the Wyoming tax structure for such a long time and now are suddenly being priced out. I was amicable to particular budget amendments that would have backfilled any municipal or other government entities that had lost their revenue that they were essentially provided. To stop the bleeding, really, because it's truly not fair that people are being taxed on something that they have not sold. I don't think that's fair at all. I entertained the conversation of House Bill 203, which was proposed last legislative session. And I think if we were to continue talking about that idea, we'd be able to bring something more workable to the body.
Thank you. Our second question. Wyoming's population of those aged 60 and over grew by 47% from 2010 to 2020, while the state's entire population grew just 2%. We know 64% of all nursing home beds in Wyoming are paid for right now by the state Medicaid program. What do you see as the greatest barrier to helping our older adults age in their homes and communities, and what solutions would you provide?
Thank you, Tom. I'm going to be straightforward. I do not support Medicaid expansion. I don't support the entanglement of our state affairs with this federal program, which will inevitably end up eating more of our budget than we anticipated. I think that our solutions that we should be looking for are free market when it comes to manufacturers who are able to build things that increase accessibility in the home, increasing internet access so that people are able to actively communicate with their loved ones, and overall just making sure that people are able to live in their homes as long as they can. Those would be my priorities, and finding creative solutions without expanding the size of government is essential, and that's what I'm dedicated to doing.
Our third and final question for today. Emergency medical services are not considered an essential service in Wyoming, and in some areas, ambulance services do not have sustainable funding. Over the last 10 years, Wyoming has seen 16 EMS service providers in the state fold or consolidate with another service. What solutions would you offer for ensuring access to ambulance services?
Sure. Well, I believe that EMS services are essential. It's kind of shocking to me that EMS services are not considered essential, that a fire department would put out your house fire and then subcontract this service to a different entity. Seems strange to me. So reclassifying that, if that's an option, we should pursue that, as well as making sure that, again, I believe that ensuring internet access and communication services to all parts of the state is the type of investment that we need to be able to make sure that people are at least able to communicate with each other. That is a great way to start the standard and increase the amount of businesses that are able to access populations.
All right. Well, Mr. Singh, thank you very much for being a good sport and answering our 3 questions. Now let's give you 2 minutes to explain why you think you're the best person to represent House District 61.
Sure. I am humbled and thankful for the opportunity to represent House District 61. This has been the opportunity of a lifetime, and I would like to continue serving my community in this way. When we look at politics, the presidential election, even statewide elections, and things going on, people are panicking and they're upset that people are not able to agreeably disagree and conduct themselves in a way that's cordial and reflective of the amount of sacrifice that has gone into ensuring that this government can exist. I am wholeheartedly dedicated to ensuring the dignity and preservation of our way of life, our system of government. What we have here is special in a historic sense. My dad is an immigrant. This is my grandma. My dad is an immigrant from the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and life is not as good as it is here in America. They do not have access to the same types of rights and privileges and prosperity that we have in the United States. And I truly appreciate what we have in the state of Wyoming. And I promise to listen to everyone, even if I end up doing something that you may find that you don't like. I promise to listen to you and to consider your voice. And please vote for me on August 20th, this election cycle. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you to our viewers for joining us for this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more voter guides in the days to come.